Well, we've finished the panel discussions now, guys, and we have final one is going to be David Sweener. Well, David, I didn't hear any heckling from the back, which is probably good, but I'd like to understand what your take was on today.
Well, I think it's really valuable. I mean, we had some of the world's greatest experts on the science on vaping to talk about this, and Derek Frum with his knowledge of constitutional law, essentially saying we're facing this enormous possibility here of being able to replace combustible cigarettes with a massively less hazardous product. And what we've ended up with is legislation that wouldn't even withstand constitutional scrutiny in Canada, that standing in the way of people getting that information.
And where do you think we go from now in terms of from the law perspective?
Well, I'm hoping that we're going to see vapors get enraged over some of what they're saying. They're being left out of this debate. They're being condescended to rather than listened to. You've got the people with the most knowledge because they're the ones who are personally engaged in doing this, the ones with the personal experience about what it's doing for them. And they're being excluded from the process. So as you said in your testimony last week, nothing about us without us. There needs to be much more of that. Health Canada's got to understand, the politicians have got to understand, they need to listen to the consumers because, this isn't some sort of ideological battle in favor of getting rid of sin and nicotine's bad. It's about real people. It's about lives. And it's about 100 deaths a day in Canada that are entirely preventable. And we see the solution. Give people their nicotine without the smoke. We solve the problem. We start coming up with products like this that are really just a step toward what we could have if we'd open up the market, if we'd give truthful information, if we'd empower people to take control of their own health. Imagine how rapidly we could get rid of smoking. And instead, what we end up with is all this, oh dear, what might go wrong? What if somebody starts vaping and they start smoking later on? Well, the fact is, that's like saying, what if somebody buys a brand new Volvo now and decides, my gosh, what I really want to do is go get a brand new 1962 Corvair. Well, you can't get them anymore. What if you get an Apple computer and say, what I really want is a Commodore 64? Well, they're not around anymore. What if you get a licensed medical pharmaceutical product and say, what I'd really like is some of Dr. Graham's pink pills for pale people? They're not around anymore. They got replaced. We have the ability to replace cigarettes, to solve the problem, and we've got people standing in the way rather than embracing the opportunity for a public health breakthrough of historical significance. That's what we should be focusing on.
So what would you say to the vapors out there on Facebook? What do you suggest that they do?
Well, I think noise is always a good idea. Social media perhaps, but certainly write to your member of parliament, write to your provincial legislators. Send a letter to the editor, your local newspaper. Talk about this. Get people to pay attention to it. Tell your personal story. You don't have to be a trained cardiologist or lung specialist or constitutional law expert. You're a person. You've got a story to tell. It's your life that's on the line, and the lives of so many other people like you. Speak up. Be heard. Because that's how we make a change. That's what's happened constantly in public health. You need the people who are at risk, the people who have found something they can do to speak out. We had the same issue on AIDS. We've had the same issue on so many other topics in public health. We need a revolution here. We need to rethink nicotine. We need to rethink this whole abstinence-only approach. We can do it. We can have a victory. And we've seen progress in the last few years. They're no longer talking about just banning this stuff. They can't do that anymore. We need to push them farther. We need to get them to see it's not an obstacle, it's an opportunity. It's not a problem, it's a solution.
Well, thank you very much for your input, Dave. Much appreciated, and thanks for being my co-anchor. Anyway, your advocacy work is well known across Canada, and we really respect you for all you do for us. Thank you very much for your time and effort.
All right, good luck to everybody.